welcome, dear listeners, to a podcast that's more than just a show. It's a movement. I'm Dr. Nurse Paul, and I'm thrilled to be here with my incredible co hosts, Nurse Anna and the traveling nurse hacker Kaye. Together, we're embarking on a journey that will challenge the status quo and eliminate the path for immigrant nurses. This isn't just a podcast, it's a rallying cry, a beacon of hope, and a call to action. Are you ready to unlock the future of healthcare? Because we are, and we're doing it together.
Thank you, Sir Paul. Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Cruz. I'm going to be one of your co-hosts. And I'm so excited to be here. I cannot wait to dive into the heart of our mission. Keep progress a world wherein immigrant nurses not only have a seat at the table, but also stand at the forefront of innovation, diversity, and excellence in healthcare. That's the vision we're here to realize. Throughout this podcast, we all have your guys on this thrilling journey, exploring immigration challenges, unlocking job opportunities, unraveling legal complexities, and addressing the critical issues of mental health. Stay with us because together we're redefining the possibilities.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kay. I'm your travel nurse hacker. This is my first time to join this kind of video, so bear with us. Bear with me. I'm Kay, and I want you to know that your voice matters. This podcast is your sanctuary, your resource, and your source of inspiration. We promise you real, unfiltered conversation, unfiltered but respectful. Okay. We promise you expert insights and firsthand stories. Most importantly, we promise that together we'll ignite change. We're not advocating for immigrant nurses only. We're advocating for healthcare industry that values diversity, embrace equity, and champions of inclusivity. And the impact starts here, and it will start now.
So, if you're an immigrant nurse seeking empowerment, if you're passionate about making a difference, if you're curious about the world of healthcare, or you just simply believe in the power of stories, you're in the right place. Welcome to DNP Unlocked, where we unlock potential, unlock dreams, and unlock change. Let's embark on this thrilling journey together. Are you ready? Let's unlock the future of healthcare. Welcome, everybody. Of course, we already have, guys. Let me tell you something. This is good news. All right, we just started 5 minutes ago. We already have 310 live
Wow.
viewers. If our moderators can take a screenshot of this so we can post later, we have 310 live viewers. Thank you guys for joining us today. And we have people joining us from the Philippines, from Krigali, from different parts in the Philippines, from UAE, from Pakistan, from Indiana here in US, from Australia, from
Mhm.
Texas, from Maryland, from Dubai. Where else? I'm reading it
Kuwait, I
off
think
right now.
Kuwait.
From Florida, from Kuwait. What else do you guys see?
Kuwait, Kigali, and Bukidnon of our Philippines, Cagayan Valley. Hello and welcome, everyone.
Right. Wow, we have a lot of viewers today. I can't believe it. We already have 315 viewers. Thank you so much. And we are so excited to present this show. Um, I, I had been doing the show for the last 9 months, 9 months since last year, but I went in a 2 month break. And I figured, I don't want the show to just be all about me talking, but I figured, I want to bring my friends over, nurses who share the same passion and mission, and nurses who want to pay it forward to the community. And I thought about Anna and Kaye, and we talked about this for a bit, and we're happy that we're here. We already have 340 viewers. This
Wow,
is crazy. Wow.
it's
Thank you
amazing.
so much. And we didn't get to like post this a lot. We've only posted about this last week because we couldn't finalize our schedule. Nurse Anna and Nurse Kaye are also very busy individuals.
But we made it happen, Paul. We're finally here, right?
Right, right. We have more people coming in from Saudi Arabia. Someone's watching from Italy, from North Carolina, from Baltimore, Maryland, from the Philippines. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And today we have so many things in store for you guys. We're going to talk about basically DNP Unlocked. either way, my co-hosts are gonna be here, Anna and Kaye. Do you want to know something great? We have 368 viewers on my screen right now. I'm looking at it and it's crazy. 380. Wow, this is crazy. I think people are excited to see Nurse Anna and Nurse Kaye. Um, very popular in social media and in the immigrant nurse community. But Anna, this is not just a show
Mhm.
for our folks in the Philippines, correct?
Yes, we are aiming or targeting people all over the world, those nurses or who work in healthcare, or those who have an American dream. You want to learn more, knowledge is power. You have a lot of things to learn in order for your American dreams to be not, it's not easily not smooth, but at least you know and you learn from other people's mistakes, from our own personal experiences, and it will be better for you when you achieving your American dream. So, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us here. I am so honored to be here with my friends. We are all disruptive in our own ways, and we are here to help you, support you, mentor you, inform you about the beauty of achieving American dreams by learning the steps. We have a lot of things to offer, and I'm so happy to be with all. Of course, we know him very well. And hey, the work smart, not hard, right, Hey?
Me, I try to find, I'm a lazy person in my real life, and I always try to find ways to make life easy for us, but the same affect our
Mhm.
quality. Okay, so yes, work smart and not hard. We're gonna be here talking about not only nurses. This is in general healthcare workers migrating to the United States. We're going to talk about different healthcare professionals who can benefit from the different cultural lifestyle information, cost of living here in the United States. Not only that, but as well as internationally, what are the things that you will be getting from here that you can also be using if you're going to go to different countries like let's say UK, New Zealand, Ireland, Saudi Arabia. So the information you will get here is not just for US, not just for nurses, but it's actually, this can be your skills checklist for your life 101. If you have skills checklist in your specialty, this it will be your life skills checklist.
You're right, Clay. This is not something we learn from school or we learn from orientation. These are real life education experiences that we have to pay expensively, because you learn it from your life experiences. So anyway, while we're waiting for Sir Paul, let me introduce myself. I know everyone knows me, but I'm Anna Cruz. I'm happily married to a nurse too. We have one daughter who's 13 years old. We arrived 8 years ago. Um, I was ethnic by retrogression. I waited 8 years and I almost gave up, but the American dream really helped me even in my dreams. I failed my English test, my speaking in IELTS 5 times. I was abandoned by my agency wife. And, growing up with speech defect or cleft lip and palate in a third world country, I was subjected to bullying, some violence, but those never stopped me. And I made it a point that I'm gonna make my dream into reality. So I arrived here in New York. We have no family here. We have no relatives. We don't know anyone. We don't even know how to drive. So at that time, my daughter was 4 years old. My husband was not yet an NCLEX passer. So I started to work in a nursing home, but in the Philippines, I was an OR nurse by profession for 12 years. And after working 1.5 years in a nursing home, I was able to finish it because I was working a lot, many hours. I went back to my first love, which is OR. I started in an ambulatory surgery, and then I worked my way up to the hospital. And during those times, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of discipline, a lot of planning and praying. And after I finished my contract, went back to OR as staff nurse for 3 years. I went to traveling, the best decision ever made. So, and I am one of the admins of the fora. My advocacies are to help Filipino nurses and also other nurses from other countries, especially those who have special or it's defect or disability. I don't want to call myself a disabled because I believe that we are special and unique in our own way. And no one can tell you what you can and you cannot do. And you can always create the future that you want. So I urge you to stay tuned every Sunday, make us a part of your daily routine every Sunday to learn more, be inspired, and to make your dream into reality. Thank
Only two of us. I guess Paul got booted out.
You're not the
Well,
main host.
yeah, the most handsome in this three squares are it's got got booted out. I feel like we're in the what do you call this one, Fortnite kind of game.
True.
Somebody got booted out every minute. So thank you everyone for joining us again. My name is Kay. I am your travel nurse hacker. It was just a made up name, during pandemic. So my background is I came to the United States. Well, 2006. I first signed my contract in 2005 blindly, like everybody did. I was 21 years old. I have no idea what I'm signing. And like everybody has probably, they didn't read their contracts well, right? But that's okay. I landed in New York City in 2006. I struggled initially when I started. And those challenges really helped me to who I am right now. And those challenges include, like, I only arrived in the United States with $200 pocket money, as because I thought that I will get a reimbursement like everybody, you know, almost everybody have. Unfortunately, that didn't happen initially. I landed up in a nursing home. I only lasted 5 days. Cannot do it. Half day I was given orientation, and the other half day I was doing my own CPR by myself as the only RN in that area initially. And I said, hey, I'm gonna take this a challenge. I'm just starting, I'm just transitioning. It's okay, I'll come the next day. The next day it was a more challenging scenario now. I got 40 patients as a new immigrant in the United States who has no idea about US healthcare system yet. The only way I know US healthcare system was, through books, through there's no YouTube that time, right? So it's books, through learning from my professors. It was a chaos. It was chaotic start. I exited that nursing home on my fifth day, so it did not last. The good thing, it was not my employer. My employer is, I'm gonna give them a shout out. Harlem Hospital, New York City operating room. One of the best teams that I have worked with. And so going back, I stayed with them. I finished my contract in 3 years. I even pursued my job with them after up to 6 years, because I really love the people that I'm working with. It's very important to see those people when you come here in the United States. Identify those people who you will have the same values, same core principles, and everything will be fine and smooth when you get here. So my passion when I arrived here in the United States was to really to become a professor one day. So I pursued travel nursing in thinking that this will help me gain more knowledge and insight with the US healthcare system. So I started going through different healthcare system, different top hospitals in the United States. 3 months after 3 months after 3 months, there are places that I did extend primarily because I needed to learn more. um One place had 92 operating rooms. Yes, you heard me right. This one big hospital in Boston has 92 operating rooms. There's just no way that I will learn everything in 3 months. So those are great experiences that I had. And during pandemic, when 2020, that was the time that a lot of people jump into helping in during the crisis. And a lot of people have come out to me and say, hey, you have so much knowledge in travel nursing. Your information is very, very helpful for all of this if he can just come out. So then that's the time that travel nurse hacker started during pandemic, because I was the one who first arrived in the United in sorry, not US, in New York City. I'm the first wave of nurses who arrived there to give help. So a lot of people were scared to come to New York because they have no knowledge. It's mostly the fear of unknown that will stop us from pursuing what we want in life. But I think with informed decision, we can make the best decision for our life. So that's the start of Travel Nurse Hacker. I went there telling everybody it's okay, come here, do this, do that. I recommend you bringing this and bringing that and protecting yourself. So that was me starting my journey here in social media. I'm not a public speaker at all. Before that, I had to pay people to tell me how did I go. So it really took me a long time to be where I am right now, and I failed so many things in my life too. I was once a single mother as well. And moving forward, I'm very happily married to my husband. And, this all failures that you will have in life will be actually not accident and not mishaps. Those are
Mhm.
actually things that will prepare you for the biggest challenge of your life.
Mhm.
And if you feel like you're going through something difficult right now, it's not it. It's not it. Trust me, it's not it. It's just preparing you to be the best
Mhm.
person you can be. And always think of that. And every failure that you will go through coming here in the United States or going to the places that you want to, or pursuing the careers or path that you want to, there will always be a transitional period, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as those mistakes are being controlled, or actually you manage the risks of those mistakes, and you manage those risks through education like this. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It was a long introduction, but I hope you get something from me and from that information.
Okay, Nurse O is back here.
Can you
Your
guys hear me
turn.
clearly? Can you guys hear me
Yes.
clearly? I had an issue. I had to like log out and come back in, but I'm happy that it's working now. I was already starting to like get very diaphoretic. It's hard when you're doing live show, and I'm happy that Kay and Anna is here. I used to do it by myself, and it's really stressful when you get technical issues like that. But thank you for sharing your story, Anna and Kay. As for me, my story started in the Philippines. I'm a Filipino like Anna and Kay. Um, I took nursing because my mom wanted me to do it. Originally, I wanted to do information technology or something like computer science. I've always loved technology. But then everybody from the Philippines were leaving to the US. And I was from a poor family, and my mom thought maybe she could give me a better life if I do nursing so I can eventually move to the US. And I was a 16-year-old kid that my mom was dragging to school because I didn't want to take nursing. Eventually, I fell in love with the course, and fast forward, I graduated. I passed my Philippine board exam. And shortly after that, I started taking my NCLEX and passed it one time. But the problem persists. I was from a very poor family, and I needed to work to support myself because I could not burden my mom anymore to pay for my expenses. So I started doing volunteers for hospitals, and then eventually I landed a spot as an instructor for nurses, and that's how my career um, like peaked in the Philippines. Also, at the same time, there was a retrogression, and I had to wait for almost 10 years, I'd say 9 plus years, to get here to the US. The wait was very long. At one point, I didn't think that I was going to make it in the US. I already gave up the American dream so many times that I can even count with my fingers. It's crazy to look back on what I had to go through, all those feelings of, it's not going to come anymore. It wasn't for me after all. And I'm seeing my friends who have families in the US that were able to bring them there. And I get a little jealous because I was like, I've always wanted to go to the US. That was my mom's dream. That was eventually my dream, but I couldn't go. It was a lot of red tapes and immigration issues, and I just couldn't go because I don't have a visa. But I didn't waste my time waiting in the Philippines. I know eventually one day the wait is long, but I know that the American dream is real and it's still there in my heart. It's still there, and I know that one day it's gonna come. One day my day will come. I've been that person who always believed that everything happens at the right time, and I just waited for the time that I would migrate to the US. But while waiting, I didn't waste my time. I made myself productive. I improved myself career wise, personality wise, and I started teaching in the Philippines. And through that, I was able to get exposed to the public stage where I would speak to different crowds, to different schools. I would be invited as a guest speaker for seminars. I would teach nurses to prepare for licensure examination. My life when I was in my 20s was just traveling and going to different parts of the Philippines and going to different universities. And I've enjoyed it. I had the energy of a 20-year-old. But back in my mind, um, I love my country. I love my Philippines. I love my education. I graduated from a great school, but I know that my life in the Philippines as a career nurse was temporary. My end goal was still go to the U.S. And at 30 years old, I had my visa in my hand, and I was crying because I didn't know that that time was coming. And finally, I landed in the US. Fast forward 6+ years, turning 7 years in a few months. I'm already an American citizen. I completed my doctorate in nursing practice. I've established my business. I've established my advocacies and philanthropy works. And I'm happy to do this show as a pay it forward to the nursing community, particularly to the immigrant nurses, to the internationally educated nurses that are close to my heart. I want to use my life story, what I had to go through, as an inspiration for those people that are like me, who think that the American dream is too like a far reach for them, like it's hard to achieve or something like that. I want them to know that an average person like me was able to fulfill my dream, and if I can do it, you guys can do it too. And here I am, using my voice, using my story, to put the immigrant nurses front and forward, to bring our experiences, our collective experiences, to the global stage, to the international stage, to tell them the contributions, the significant contributions of immigrant nurses, of our dreams that keep motivating us to be excellent nursing care providers, to be excellent nursing career professionals, to be excellent healthcare providers in general. And with that, we are able to contribute exceptional outputs to the healthcare industry, whether it's direct patient care at bedside, or to the policy level, or to so many other things. And that's what we are doing. That's why we are doing the DNP Unlocked with Anna and Kaye, because we want us to be the resource for immigrant nurses, whether they've been here for years in the US, or they're just coming over, or they will be here in the future. So thank you guys for joining us, and we are going to learn more about disruptive nursing. Thank you, Kay and Anna. I hope I don't have the feedback anymore.
No, you're loud and clear. I just want to say hi to Marvin, one of the admin of Flora. He's in Oslo, Norway, celebrating his birthday. Happy
Yeah,
birthday, Marvin. Miss you here.
right, right. By the way, let's give them an overview of how we met. Well, we
Mm.
we've not actually met a few months before, but we've known each other. We're virtual pandemic friends. Anna and Kay, I think, are friends from New York, and I met them through online social media. I know Anna from Lefora, and I was admin at that time. Anna is one of those pioneering members, and Kay,
Not
I've met her
online
from.
Tinder, right? Not Match
Yeah, no, no,
dot
no,
No.
no,
not
no.
Tinder.
Facebook, not match swipe right on Tinder. No, we don't know that. I've met Kay through the travel nursing group here in the U.S. because that was the pandemic, and I already started doing my travel nursing way before the pandemic. I was just finishing my immigrant contract, and sure enough, I finished my contract March 2020, and that was the start of the pandemic. But it was also timely because I was travel nursing. So I met Kay there, and Anna was also active there, and in Lefora. So we invited Kay to Lefora because we feel like she had so much to share. And ever since then, we've been very active in Lefora. For those who do not know, Lefora is our Facebook group with how many members do we have now? But
I
it's
don't
all about
know.
immigrant nursing talk. More than 200,000, more than 200,000 members. And Kay and Anna are much more active there than me. But yep.
We're the yin yang. Anna's like, oh, motivating them, and I'm like, no, 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 these are the red flags. and
And
No,
then
Paul is
because
and then Marvin would do it, motivate again. No, 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 no. This is our the red flags. Watch out, watch out.
yeah,
So like
let's
we're the yin yang.
right. I think let's bring Marvin in sometimes because Marvin has so much to share too. But no, but that's the truth though. I'm a person who would want to know both the good and the bad side. American
mm-hmm.
dream
Of course.
coming to the US, it's not all rainbows and butterflies, There are many things that you might encounter that you will not be prepared for, but that's why we're devoting our time for free to the community to tell you guys about these things. So if you're not here, you can prepare for it. If you're already here, you
Mm-hmm.
can plan your step forward, and that's why we're doing it in the fora. Sometimes people misinterpret it as, we're spreading negativity.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the truth. We are telling you the reality of what's going on in here so that you won't be victims of illegal recruitment and human trafficking and so many other things. Right, Kay?
Yeah, I
Yep.
get it a lot. Like, hey, you're very negative things. I'm like, this is the thing that I want you guys to remember. The people who can tell you in right in front of your face the things that can that will make you better are the right people that you listen, because they don't sugarcoat. They're just going to tell you that this is wrong, and but not only giving you wrong but giving you recommendations to do it right. And you always have to remember the best teachers in the world are those who give you challenges, right?
Right.
The best teachers are not the one who sugarcoat everything, right? And the best thing there is when people who has no financial gains from you tells you what's the best thing to do, you're gonna have to keep your ears open to that. And
Right.
that's
Mm-hmm.
it's part of our US 101 here in the United
Right.
States. You will hear a lot of people talking to you about things. Keep your ears open, keep your eyes open. It does not mean that you will follow every single thing that they will say, but here in DNP and Lock, we're gonna teach you how to process those information. You
Right.
filter those information and just absorb the things that will make you a better person
Right.
or a better
And
professional overall.
and we're not just gonna be purely commentary. We're gonna present evidence to you, matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, talk in a matter of fact way. So we're not just gonna be opinionated. We're actually gonna present facts to you. If we say, that there are immigration issues and there are agencies that are being sued by the federal government, we're not gonna say that like we're just spreading rumors. We are going to present facts to you because we want you to know that that is what the DNP Unlocked is. But we're also going to be celebrating significant contributions of the immigrant nursing community. We're going to bring in expert
Mm-hmm.
leaders, industry leaders that will be joining us in the show in the future to talk about many things about the immigrant nursing world, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
I'll be your example already. Your training. This is your training boot camp. When you go through me, you're going through a boot camp already. Because when you get to the United States or maybe any part of the world, I would say, even in your own country, you will meet
Mm-hmm.
people who might be very challenging. And if you pass through me, those people will be just like, yeah, yeah, right? Because I'm
Right.
from New York,
Humble
right?
them.
And they say
Right.
if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So it
Right.
means
That's
that
true.
when we get there, we went through difficult challenges, acculturating ourselves to a new country that we don't know, right? It's a multicultural, and as long as you pass through that, I think that's what it means by if you make it here, you can make it anywhere because it's
Right.
really tough. It
It
was like a
is.
boot camp, but in real
And
life. But here, I'll give you a little bit, Nick, on that of that kind
right,
of.
and US is a very, very big world. New York alone, New York by size is not big, but 8 million people in an island. If you think about it, that's a lot of people. So you're gonna meet all of them, people from different sorts of background and different cultures. So you got to be prepared for that as well. But let's talk
Let me
about,
share my
yes, yes, Anna.
all in play. So I don't really want to be in New York 8 years ago. I was really aiming for California. That was my endless path. But I thank God that His plans are better than mine, because now I'm here enjoying the diverse world. Uh, wherein I never experienced any racism or discrimination. So by tuning in GMP, you're gonna learn a lot from our experiences. Like we learn in a very hard way, and we are very want to share it with you guys. And I think that a bit, your personal experience. And it's not easy to share your fall, your downfall, your frustration, your problems for other people. But and you want to inspire them, like, hey, I did this, I was wrong, and I want you to learn from here. So I hope everyone will take advantage of DNE every Sunday. Don't forget.
This is going to be our every Sunday routine now.
Yes.
And of course, let's talk about why we chose the name Disruptive Nurse Perspective. That's a big word. Like when we
It
were
is.
planning, me and Kay were like, and Anna, and like, what name are we gonna put into it? But we chose the word Disruptive Nurse Perspectives for immigrant nurses. So the being a disruptor is defined by Oxford as a company or form of technology that causes radical change in an existing industry or market by means of innovation. But for me, my personal definition of being a disruptors are change catalysts that revolutionize industries through innovation and unconventional methods. So for me, it's like being a forerunner, like we're breaking barriers that are in front of us and that have been there for years just because nobody paid attention. And true to it, immigrant nurses go through struggles, and we're not highlighting it because we all want to talk about the good things. Yes, we love to talk about the good things, and our lives, mine, Kay, and Anna, are already a testament to that. That we've gained so much, and we are so blessed being here in the US. But we also want to talk about those things that people are uncomfortable talking about. That
Mhm.
for me is what being a disruptor is. And I bring myself and my experience as a disruptor, but mainly for the benefit of our immigrant nurses. What about you, Anna and Kay?
Well, in my personal definition of disruptor, I consider myself as disruptor because I am, or I was, or I challenge the norm. As we all know, I have a speech problem, and everyone will make fun of you. Everyone will be like, "What? You're gonna be a nurse? Are you sure you're gonna be a nurse? Are you sure someone will hire you? Will your speech problem will not be an issue taking care of the patient?" But I believe I broke those saying. That's why I consider myself as a disruptive nurse in a positive way by introducing a different nurse perspective, and by breaking the norm in a positive way. So that's my definition of disruptive. How about you, Kay? You have a lot of definition, Kay.
I'm the most disruptive of the ever
You
disruptive
are.
in industry, right?
Do we have a
Remember,
disruptive award?
her other name is Chaos Coordinator. Remember that?
Ever since I was a kid, I always like to think outside the box.
Right.
If you're looking at this angle, I always like to go around the circle and then I'll look on the other side. It's a matter because it's important because sometimes we just get accustomed to this and we're not progressing if we're just
Mhm.
doing the same thing all over again, all over again, all over again. And I always want to, I'm a very curious kid growing up, and I always ask my mom, how annoying I was. Why this? Why that? Why? My always question is why. And when I was in high school, I was a working student. Same with Paul, we have to work for our money, and I wanted to, pay for my own tennis school because we didn't have money for any extracurricular activity. So I sneak behind my mom's back and I started doing, a lot of work. And because I said, I want to do this, I want to do it better. and try to get some money to pay for that. So I always, I always like to make things faster. And I said, why can't we do this instead of doing step one, two, three, four, five? I just want to do step one and five and come out with the same same effect.
Awesome.
So then the other
Right.
step one, two, and three, the times that I've been spending on step one, I mean step two to four, I can use it for other things. So that has been my mindset ever since I was a kid. I'm lazy. I don't want to do that. I want to have more time for playing video games. Can I make my folding clothes faster? It's always a matter of being innovative in the actions that you are currently working on to make use of your time in other more productive way. So that's how I think innovative disruptions comes in. When you're trying to disrupt, you're not disrupting just for the heck of, hey, I want to be
Mhm.
publicity, right? Disrupting. For me, this being innovative disruptor is really disrupting in a way that is going to make things progressive in our lives.
Right. And I think that's very important right now. The first time that I've heard about the concept of disruption or disruptive technology, disruptive industry is when I was in DNP school. So this was back in 2018. We have a course that's all about disruption and technology. And I'm a very technologic person. Like, I love technology. I use technology to improve my efficiency. Just like Kay, if I can do the same outcome from step 1 to 5 with just doing 2 or 3 steps, I will do that. I love process efficiency and making process flows smoother, and that's where I use my logical and analytical skills, and that's how I run my business, because you got to be efficient, otherwise you're gonna have a burnt out, including your employees, and we don't want
Mhm.
that. But um, when I've learned about this, I love disruptive technology. I've heard about the concept of disruption and early adopters and innovation and unconventional methods and thinking outside the box. And I thought about it and I looked at the bigger picture and I said, I can bring this same concept to the immigration community. And that was the birth of the original DNP show last year, because I just want to use my platform to talk about stuff that people don't want to talk about or don't have time to talk about, but we'll be supporting our immigrant nurses. And along with that is the evolution of the show to where now I'm bringing Kay and Anna, because they're also disruptors in their own world. And together, I believe we can bring our expertise, our voice, and probably experts and industry leaders in the future to emphasize, being a disruptor in this uncertain world, in this very big world. And
Mhm.
US is one of the leading economies in the world. It's still a wealthy company. So when you make it great in the US, you can also penetrate the global market. That is
Mhm.
also why I'm here in the US, because I know it is a much bigger stage to where I can reach people. And through this DNP show, through the DNP Unlock, now we are able to actually penetrate the global world through our voice. And thank you for everybody who's watching around the world. We can see your comments right now, but we're just enjoying the talk. Right. And Anna and Kay, what are we expecting in the future shows of DNP Unlocked? What are we going to talk about?
Well, we have a lot of topics lined up every Sunday. It's not the usual immigrant show, Aside from our own personal experience, we're gonna talk a lot from start. So now you arrive in the US, so what's next? So now you finish your contract, what's next? So now you're a traveler, what's next? So I've been here for 8 years with my family. We are now also US citizen. And looking back 8 years ago, my goal was to arrive in the US, just to work as a nurse, earn dollars. And as the years progressed, I was like, what will I do after I finish my contract? I mean, and then what's next? So now the show will give ideas, will open more doors, opportunities for all you nurses who are watching right now. Like, a pretty American dream doesn't start and end when you arrive here or when you finish your
Right.
contract. There are more, like really more, unstoppable, non-stop, limitless. The limit is in yourself. So you were asking what kind of topics we're gonna talk about. IRS, back home in the Philippines. That's
We
Kay's
don't know that.
specialty.
Right.
That's Kay's
Right.
specialty, but I'm grabbing it for her. For IRS. I mean, we're going to really talk about that in the Philippines. Like, and insurance. We don't have insurance back home. So go for in the
Right.
Philippines. We don't have that. So when you arrive here, what are co-pays? What are deductibles?
Right.
What is the best insurance? A lot of people are asking that in the forum, like, what is a health saving account? And then as a mom, what are the best schools? We're always worrying with our kids. What is the best public or private school? What are the benefits of going to public and private school? And as well as a wife, what are the benefits when I get pregnant here? Do we have a 90 days maternity leave? So aside from those, there's more, and I'm giving back to Kay because she has more disruptive topics.
We're gonna learn a lot from Kay.
Oh no, you guys are my teachers too. We learn from everybody. We learn even from the most useless person on the world.
Yeah.
It's
But
a funny thing because when I was starting in social media, I wasn't really paying much attention to social media
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many negativity in the world.
right.
True.
That is
And
true.
I said to myself, that's my weakness. If I cannot tolerate those kind of people. And most of the time I go into one Facebook group, and then these people like really trash talk each other, and I said I don't like that, and then I leave. So there's the word called uncomfortable, right?
Right.
But then you realize in a successful life is really overcoming those uncomfortable situations.
Right.
When you become comfortable in dealing with uncomfortable situations, it will really boost your growth
Mm-hmm.
as a person. So here in DNP, the one we're going to also talk about is it's not just your being successful in life. It's not just about achieving Dr. Nurse's Paul, right? It's not just
Right.
academically achieving. It's not just
Right.
academic, advancing yourself professionally. There's also a thing called advancing yourself personally, your
Right.
personal growth. What are your goals in life that you value the most as well? If you're a person who plan to do out, a lot of voluntary work, humanitarian, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for you. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
just filling in your soul, in your heart. Like Anna said, there are tax breaks on that doing too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that is being incentivized here in the United States. You can grow your professional development, you can grow your personal
Personal.
development, you can go your spiritual development. I'll be your
Mm-hmm.
therapist if you need to. And of course your financial growth, especially those are the different aspects
Mm-hmm.
of your life that when we talk about these things, this I call all of this anti-burnout strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
actually, I'm here in Las Vegas right now. I have a conference to do because I'm one of the selected speaker in here in Las Vegas. So thank you so much, Travcon, for
Purple. Yeah,
inviting me
sorry,
and
Kay,
having
we
me
missed
over.
it.
Yay.
Yeah, after 17 years of
Congratulations,
trying to do my
Kay.
own cover, it took me a long time, to go and be able to be a speaker in front of people. It's like everybody goes through, transition. It's not easy. It's not easy. What we're gonna help you here in DNP Unlocked is to overcome those transitional difficulties and challenges, because it's always that there's nobody supporting you when you are progressing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will cheer you when you're already successful, but nobody
Yeah.
really
Right.
goes and see when you're struggling. And the most
Right.
important fact there is it's painful, but it's real. That
Mm-hmm.
good friends, I mean, some friends will not be there when you're struggling. They will just be there when you're successful, right? So here we are as your mentor, as your guidance here, as your support system in your transition. This is what you're gonna have here in DNP Unlocked.
Right. And that's really good, because I think when I was coming here to the US before, we don't have stuff like this. I wish there was, so I could, be prepared coming over here. But I have to learn, like, from the ground up, everything as simple as opening a bank account to purchasing my first car to
Mhm.
purchasing my first home, but also investments, but also navigating the healthcare industries. And then because of my exposure to Lefora as an admin and now as a Sienna board of director, I've been exposed to people approaching me for legality issues, problem with their agencies, of all of these things together. I wish there was someone or there was a show like this or there's a support group like this that could have helped me when I was new. And because there was not anything like that when I was new, I figured, you know what? What if I share my story? What if I bring all of these knowledge that I'm learning by researching myself along with my other colleagues, like Anna and Kay, to share it to everybody. Knowledge is free. I mean, I didn't pay anything to learn about investments or finances, of how to navigate my taxes or how to learn my deductibles and copay like that for investment. So I'm paying it forward through the DNP Unlocked to share this to our nurses. But more importantly, we're going to talk about so many things in DNP Unlocked. This is what excites me because we have variety of talents and skills and advocacies, Mike and Anna, and we're going to bring them all together, presenting evidences and our commentaries along with it. We're going to talk about so many things, full spectrum of immigrant nursing life. But maybe this is not only for immigrant too, maybe even nurses that are here in the US can learn, because we're going to
Mhm.
talk about not only immigration and legalities of immigration, but we're also going to talk about contract negotiation,
Mhm.
nursing salary,
Yes.
nursing staffing
Yeah.
ratios, right? Nursing strikes and union. We can talk about finances and investments. We can talk about your
Retirement.
401ks and life
The best thing to
investments.
do.
Yeah, we
Retirement.
can talk about retirement funds, the fire movement. We can talk about a full spectrum of being a nurse in the USA. So if you are not an immigrant and you want to join us, you are definitely most welcome to join the DNP Unlocked. And
You know,
that's it.
And
learning
Yes.
never stops. It's always nice to learn and find out, discover new things. It's never too late to be a disruptive, no matter how old or how young you are. So I just want to answer this one comment from Facebook, no name. Hello guys,
Yeah.
am I too late for my American dream? I'm 47. You are very young, whoever you are, 47. There's no discrimination in the US, no matter how young or how old you are, no matter what color, any disability. You know, it's never too late. You can always pursue and achieve your American dream. So I encourage you, go for it. And watch every Sunday to learn more how to make it more better to achieve your American dream. Right, Paul?
Right, right. And Anna, someone's watching us from my YouTube, and he said, I'm affected by retro here. Let's flash that because we're about to
Mm.
talk
Yeah.
very, very briefly about the retrogression. What you guys think about the new visa
Oh my
bulletin for the
God.
Philippines? I think it's December 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as the rest of the world. And for India and China, it's much worse. It's, I think, more than or at least 10 years. But what is retrogression and what are your insights about this, Anna? Kay?
Retrogression, the big name. It's like the Starbucks of the nursing. Like everyone's afraid, everyone's worried, everyone's down, everyone's losing hope. So retrogression by definition is I'm gonna define it in the way I'm going to put it. Like the
Right.
USAF, they have a certain amount of numbers of visas that they issue every year for each country. But disclaimer first, I'm not an immigrant lawyer. I'm talking about from what I've learned, experience. I was once affected by it. Meaning I waited 8 years every month. My eyes always visible clean, visible clean. It was like I started my American Dream 2011, 2000 no 2007. I'm sorry, and then I was abandoned twice, right? So my paper never really moved because they always abandoned me, and I have to recapture again, and then the retrogression comes in. The Earth Agency abandoned me because of retrogression after 5 years of being with them. They said, we cannot wait you any longer, Anna. We have to move on. You gotta look for another employer. So I look for another employer, and this employer agency that I'm with, after like a month or 2 months, they left me again. So
Right.
I have to find another, the third agency that I have to. And then during that time, I was on my seventh year waiting. I celebrated every year, the progression, but I prayed for it. So after 8 years, finally it opened up. My priority date, which is 2007, became current. And the third agency that I was with, they filed premium processing, so they expedited it. So right now, like Paul said, the recent visa bulletin came in a few days ago. Everyone, they have a mixed emotion about it. Some are sad, some are happy. At least it moved. I mean, I always post this on the fora. Do not let the retrogression stop you from what you're doing. If you're reviewing your let's good for it. If you're reviewing or your English test, good. You're not yet current, it's okay. It's only a break. At least now you have more time to review or prepare. And achieving American dream doesn't stop from passing your NCLEX and your English test. You're gonna do a lot of learning, like learn the immigrant right or your right as an immigrant in the US, like agency hopping, right, Kay? Like get to know this agency, learn from Kay.
Agency choosing,
Mm-hmm.
choosing, inquiring, and choosing the right
Yeah, so
ingredient for the success of your journey. Yeah.
for me, this retrogression is an opportunity to prepare more. How about you,
Right.
Kay? What's retrogression for you? Were you affected by it? No,
Um,
right?
not me. I was very lucky not to be affected by
The lucky one,
retrogression
Paul. We're the only one who are retrogression baby.
because during that time, I don't even know what retrogression is, Anna. I don't even know what visa is. I was very young and naive and ignorant about all these things, and
Mm-hmm.
but one thing really, one thing really went into me was, keep going, keep
Mm-hmm.
going, keep going. I have no idea that there is a possibility of retrogression. I have no idea. During that time when I went to nursing, it was my second year in nursing school. Actually, first year of nursing school when nobody was enrolling in nursing. Everybody, like Paul said, they want me to become uh, in computer science. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
said to me, why you went to nursing when you are very good in computer? Because I was coding websites already back in when I was 11 years old, 12 years old, right? I was very good in computer, and I was a gamer too. So everybody came to a shock when I went to nursing because number one, science is my weakest. So but anyway, I went to that school where everybody's like, keep moving, keep moving, as long as you have a very good, goal in your life. And my goal in life was really to become number one, financially stable, financially free
Mm-hmm.
and independent, to really build my own school and orphanage at one day when
Mm-hmm.
I'm 50 years old. So that was my always my true north. And even if there's retrogression or what, it's not gonna stop me from reaching my goal. Right.
Correct.
So that was my thing. So when I started my second year school in nursing, which by the way, I did not apply for nursing. Just an FYI for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure Anna and Paul have heard this story. I accidentally put nursing in my application form. And when I arrive in my door, it says, congratulations, you're scheduled for nursing exam. And I'm like, what did I just do? Right? I wasn't planning to go to nursing. But anyway, I always am the person who thinks like accidents doesn't happen. They are there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So but anyway, I was just like, deal with it, right? When I graduated, everybody was doing their CGFNS, IELTS
Mm-hmm.
exam, going through their board exams, and I have no direction except my true goal in my life, which is to become financially stable to be able to build that school. And it may come with a CGFNS with retrogression or without retrogression. It did not stop me. I just kept on going and going and going. Hey, I'm in Las Vegas. Are we allowed to video here? um. So anyway, going back to that story, I was just proactive in taking
Mm.
everything. Nobody was telling me do this, do that, but I said, this is what I'm gonna do after this PRC or local board exam. I will go with my CGFNS that time because there's no NCLEX yet in the Philippines. So, and then after that, I will take my English exam, and then I even applied for visa screen. And I
Mhm.
have no employer yet. I have no idea. I haven't talked to anybody, but I just kept moving forward with being proactive with what I need to fulfill. And it was very lucky that when the employer came, there was an employer who arrived in the Philippines in Manila that time, and I have no idea that was a job interview either. I thought it was just an introduction, to the point that I went there just with my t-shirt and my denim pants and my green Chuck Taylor. I have no idea about it. So, things will happen on the most unexpected time that you will have in your life. And you don't want to be unprepared when that happens.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it's best for me, I'm an investor right now, I'm a trader, I'm a stock trader. We always say this thing: buy low, sell high. You don't buy things when everybody's cheering in the internet
Mhm.
saying, hey, the Bitcoin is $60,000. You don't buy that there. Right? Hey, America is getting all these nurses in the United States. You don't start preparing when you hear those. So
Mhm.
retrogression for me is actually the lower point where probably a lot of people who has no good, mental strength like you guys do, right? Probably will back out with that plan. But for you, what you learn here in DNP Unlocked with us, as I said, mental strength is very important. Buy low, sell high. That's what investors do. And if you are investing coming to the United States, it's an investment. So this is
Mhm.
the time when you buy low and you sell high, like an investor, right? Investors thinking: you buy low when nobody's going, you go in and invest. And that's how millionaires become millionaires. That's how billionaires become billionaires, because they invest when everybody is trying to go away.
Mhm. Well said,
Right.
Kay. Well said.
Right. Love it. Love it. And of
Buy low,
course,
sell high, invest.
right.
We're investors,
Use
not
your
only
investment
disruptor.
skills. You're right, right. And I love it. I'm happy about that because I'm an investor too. So I totally understand what Kay's saying, but that's the good analogy to put it. But also remember that retrogression is a cycle. I know a lot of people are dismayed all around the world
Mhm.
because retrogression is happening. It is a real thing, right? I've been in the immigrant nursing community for years and I've seen this cycle. We all go to peak where everybody's leaving because there's no retrogression. We call it current, which means everybody's getting visa as long as they
Mhm.
have all the requirements needed. And then we have the peaks and valleys and lows. And guys, this is a cycle. We're at the low part right now, but it doesn't end there. The visa we give for nurses has a limit, and that's been put there for decades, probably almost a century from the Immigration Nationality Act here in US. The way they do that is to control immigration from certain countries. All right. As bad as it sounds, that's how it is. All right. And we got to play by rules. We cannot bring all our congressional and Senate leaders to come together and sit down and talk about immigration. They would not do that because they're busy with so many other things. So they neglect the immigration. Although there is a nursing shortage, I know the sentiments where people are saying, I don't understand. They said there's nursing shortage. We need 200,000 to 300,000 nurses a year, but we cannot generate that. Then why are they stopping the nurses from coming? Because there's so many rules that are in play here. We're not only needing nurses, but we also got to play with the immigration rules, a federal law that has been there for years. If the federal law says there's a limit, there is a limit. There's only 140,000, and people don't know this. This is not only for nurses. This is from
Mhm.
family-based categories 1 through 5, immigrant visa based from 1 through 5. And then, for example, the maximum limit for EB3 for nurses is only 28,000. You only get a certain percentage per country. And the oversubscribed countries, it is in the visibility in India, China, Philippines,
Okay.
Mexico.
Mhm.
It means there's always high demand. It will always retrogress when those visas are constrained. That is retrogression. That is a cycle, and we've been talking about that for years. But for many people that are new to this game, they're like, oh my God, I thought I'm leaving this year. I already packed my bags, I sold my stuff. This is why we keep saying this. Do not do anything abrasive. Do not make life changing choices,
Mhm.
decisions. Have your kids quit in school, sell all your properties, quit your job unless you have your visa with you, because retrogression is going to happen. If you don't have that visa, you will be affected by retrogression. So now we're in the retrogression phase. People want to quit, and the demand is low. And when the retrogression lifts in a couple of months or probably in a
Mhm.
year, it's going to peak again. By the time you start your process, you're at the peak. This is what Kay is saying earlier. This is what Anna is saying earlier, to keep continuing. And when you're at that peak, you're going to have to fall in line again. This is the best time to finish your NCLEX, finish your English examination, finish your credential evaluation and visa screen, which is valid for 5 years
5 years.
anyway. And with us, we had to do it twice, right? Because we had
Yeah.
to wait 9 years, right? With you guys, it's not going to be a lot. 2021 is where it's at right now for the rest of the world and Philippines. So that's only like 2 years. So visa screen would still be valid. What am I telling you? Complete everything. So by the time it opens up again, you're in front of the line. Those in front
Mhm.
of the line get to go to the US. And do something while you're waiting so you're not bored. Remember that the American dream is very elusive. It is very picky of who it wants to come over here. But once you get there, you're going to be thankful for the journey. So cherish that journey. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens at the right time. I told Anna and Kay earlier, I would be happy to have 100 viewers today, because honestly, with the past shows that I do, I would campaign it for a month before we launch it. But this time, we just couldn't find the time together.
Finally.
Anna and Kay and me are all busy people, and we have a little chat group, but even then we'd probably text and then reply 2 days later. It's just hard to bring the people together, but we made it happen with 1 week um marketing and advertising and whatever. I'm happy that you guys have joined us today. We're all over the world today, 6 continents. I am happy that we have brought everybody in today. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Anna.
Thank
All
you,
right.
God Nurse
Bye,
Paul, for
everyone.
giving
Have
us
a good
this opportunity. Thank you for my classmates supporting this Ryan, teacher.
Yay!
More to come every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the Philippines and 9 a.m. here in New York and 8 a.m. Central. You're gonna learn more. It will be fun. Bring your coffee, bring your mug, whatever you want to learn. And notebook. Don't forget your notebook. Write it up.
And
We're not gonna
someone said, "Will this be replayed?" This is actually recorded live in Facebook, so and in YouTube, in my YouTube channel, and Facebook, and Kay's Facebook, and Anna's. So you
Mhm.
will watch it on our social media pages. We're not going to delete it. But thank you so much for joining
Thank
us,
you.
everybody. Wow, we have such great viewership today in our pilot episode. It's crazy. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the DNP Unlocked.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.